ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. Screw. What did I say, gentlemen? Yes, welcome to Travis Told You. Another Travis Told You, your monthly edition of Travis Told You, your special GV Day, GV Day promotion, GV 10 year. We're coming up on that. At one point, lots of news to talk about, so luckily that's why I was doing it. But at one point, I was like, I just don't know if I really want to do at least one episode for, an anniversary of the 10 year coming up this weekend. But that might not work out. That some stuff was moving around, luckily. And then even tonight, usually when I'm not podcasting and whatnot, I set that aside for time with the girls, with Emily, but I was already podcasting, and Emily was dead tired. We went to my sister's and swam the pool all day, and it is very, very hot here. So luckily she's like, I'm just tired, I want to go right to bed. And I'm not, because I just did the gimmick with the boys, and then did a bunch of chores, so I'm all wired and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to record that Travis Told You. At least it's for sure done. But yeah, that's what we're doing right here, impromptu. It's not promote anything like that. Kill that music. If you hear that type of music, that's where you know it's a patio pod. Because I just want to see. Let me go quiet, because there's tons of crickets. Let me hear if you can hear them. I don't think so. Anyone live chat, let me know if there's crickets. If there is, I guess I apologize, because usually there actually hasn't been when I've been doing the patio pods. But this is nice because it's late right now. It's 10:30 p.m. So what is it? It's like where's the temperature out here? I don't know, but it's a nice temperature where it's warm, but not sweating, because there's some nights like that. And then some nights still a bit too cold or too windy, as we've seen before. I like going on the storm, but there's a level storm. But just doing this. Let's see. SBub says, my college summer final assignment that was due tonight got an extension on the due date, so I can stay up and listen to this too. Well, there you go, sir. Yeah, no, well, good luck on that. That's, best of luck, man. I did not love school. I was never a good studier. I think I'm great on the stuff that I love. We talk about wrestling all the time. I can recall a bunch of that type of stuff, and that's why when I did high school and film class, that was great, because it was something I actually wanted to do. But there's just so much stuff. I always said this before, like social studies and the history, like remember some beats, but I don't use any of that in real life and whatnot. But so this is impromptu. This is recording for, because this week is packed. I know we have, so there's this coming out. You can go back, you can check out, speaking of S-Bus, just the two gimmicks. I literally, speaking of cars, always join me on the patio pods. I was out here for about half an hour doing notes, editing stuff, not a single car drive by. Now when I'm live, but yeah, it is the week of the 10 year. This is we've said it before. You can go back the entire entire last 2 months has been celebrating that with spin-offs and guests coming back, etc. August 9th, this Saturday, is the biggest extension of that. That is the big blowout. It's definitely like our end game. Now it's not like, it's not like going like, I got this truck slowing down just on there. My God, what's happening? What is happening out here in Cologne at 10:30 on a Sunday? Also, for people that don't know, it's a holiday here in Canada, BC, so that's why I don't work tomorrow as well either. So can extra go late. But anyways, I'm rambling. But that's what's gonna be. Travis Told You. We're gonna talk about Fantastic Four box office, from top box office overall. We're talking about the Spider-Man suit. We're talking about the rumors, and usually there'd be a newscast. There's no newscast this week because it is a packed week already on the schedule and whatnot. So yeah, check out. Just did the gimmick episodes with the boys. That was very fun with us, Bubs and Dave, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, really fun one. Sunday, I feel like a very big, not debate, but just serious one, right? So it's just so funny how that went. But I think we had some good conversations overall, and still had some fun along the way. Some serious stuff that's going on. And then today you got this, and you'll be getting the side quest with Dylan and Taylor. I think it's just a news one, but then after that, you still got Kirkland's retrospective. So the game is coming out. David Fincher's The Game. You can go back and check out. We've reviewed Shame, which was my retro, The Big Lebowski, which was Dylan's, and then Taylor's retrospective was Wrong Turn 2. And then so that's dropping. The Hunka Boys. So my twin brother, got a twin brother. I should have known I was gonna have twins at some point, because I am a twin as well, so it just kind of happens. But not many places else in my family. But Hunka Hunka is back with his friend. I've already seen the topics. Lots of shade against the new Superman. Lots of shade against the new Fantastic Four. So look out for that. Star Wars Cantina Conversations, that'll be on the podcast feed soon as well. As far as me and Taylor looked at the past 10 years, the animation, live action TV shows and movies, and what are wins and losses. And it's a very fun conversation. If you like me and Taylor debating, especially about Star Wars, you get everything you want in that episode. We got a weapons review and a Dex review, but then, so yeah, tons of content this week. And then that's why it kind of works for me to slide this in here today. And then when, what is it? And then, yeah, Saturday is the 10 year. That is the cap off. We have 7 events. There's a wrestling match. I'm in a wrestling match. I should promote on the gimmick. 2 times in the gimmick I've been on had a wrestling match. Wrestling podcast, don't promote it. God damn it. Maybe the next episode. But there's that. There's gonna be trivia with the Patreons. So I will put out. I forgot to put because I've been busy today. I will put out if anyone's listening to this on the Phase 2 tier up wants to join the trivia. Just let us know on Wednesday. We're gonna do the names and the drawing and whatnot, and find out who's on what team. What else is happening? We had the trivia with just ourselves. This is myself, Kyle. Oh my God, Kyle's who's I'm versing. I'm getting confused because I hear a loud bicycle coming. Like I said, don't know why it's a lively. It's not like Canada Day, holiday. Listen to this. That guy only went by once, so he's lost. Maybe this is the sign, this right here, to retire the patio pod. Even though I like it, it's a good chill vibe. I like being outside. But anyways, myself, Kirkland, Dylan, and Taylor, we're doing a bunch of trivia. It's just a couples quiz. It's something me and Emma were given. We've never bust open, but I thought that'd be a fun way where we break off into teams and see how well we know each other after the last 10 years. We got the 1994 Golden Geeks, Geek Versus, and then yeah, tons of other events and stuff that's going on. Blame Canada. I don't know. Like I said, William, when I was out here for like half an hour before, not a single peep. And usually it's okay. You get one loud card because it's late here. One loud card going by that's loud. Okay, people understand. That's like the gimmick of the show, right? I'm outside, but now I hear like another bike. I swear it's just the same guy just going around in circles. But I digress. But yeah, it's pretty crazy on Saturday. We're going to be doing our 10 year, and the stream gonna have lots of videos. I still got to edit a couple, but I think I'm pretty much done. But lots of fun look backs and tributes and montages to everything that's happened Geekverse, certain events or streams or whatnot. Just certain shows. We're gonna hopefully, whether it's via video in the montage or people appearing, lots of people from the guests or people past from the guests, and we're gonna have some announcements as well. That's why it's like with Endgame when that happened, other than like Loki, it's really closed book, no post credit. We're coming back. It's happening. So can you donate the day of, or is there any early links? We don't have any early links yet because the problem is we do it on the day of, just as like a fundraiser. And yes, what we're gonna be doing is we're going for 10 hours, but we will have the stretch goals. I'm gonna release that this week. I think I can even. I'll tease it. I'm fucking. Uh, it's my show. I can say what's going on here as the cars continue to go by. You fucking kidding me? You fucking kidding me? No. So our stretch goals, I'll put them out tomorrow. There you go. So first exclusive. So if we go 30 more minutes, we're gonna finish off Geek Versus. That's our event where we have a bunch of fictional characters in rounds and fight. There's lots of names, so I don't think we'll get through it. I think that event is like hour and a half, so we'll finish that off. If we go an hour, we're gonna be, and I don't care, I'll say this too. It's not a big surprise because if it's a stretch goal, we're gonna show a teaser for our second movie, on which I still got to edit. I'm gonna add some stuff. I'm gonna say mostly for the people that did watch Adrenochrome, it's gonna be a similar teaser to that, but not too much. I'll it's just because it's the anniversary. It's not like Adrenochrome where it has a date on anything. No, this is still probably like yeah, we're almost into like this, probably mid to end 2026. The Adrenochrome festivals, we got some ones coming up soon that we'll get results on. That kind of threw off my release schedule, but it's just a teaser because lots of people still haven't seen it because not everyone purchased our movie, which is completely fine when that happened. And same thing with festivals, you still don't want to release too much footage out there, as I've learned, because there's one like even just festivals in general. Like we tried to go to TIFF, and there was just one festival that we screened at. They're like, yeah, that breaks the rules, so sorry, you can't. So in the future, not saying we would have been accepted or how well we've done, but it's very cagey. But for the anniversary, we want to do something. So that's why the stretch goals, yeah, those are gonna be longer. So for an hour, we will throw a teaser semi of our third movie, which we've not completed yet, but I think there's enough that I can throw together that's very fun and give you kind of an idea what's going on. But And then you got some guy's car out there just like fucking spitting out. That doesn't sound good. That should go to the shop. So we got that. If we make it a 1.5 hours, the two of these are going to be content ones. We'll do a movie night that the patrons are going to choose in the future. So there'll be polls and we'll vote on them. And then if we go 2 hours, so I don't even know how much I would raise. We'll put in the increments. Where is the increments? Somewhere in there. There's certain dollar amounts. If we get to 2 hours, we will do a movie franchise retrospective. And same thing, the patrons will vote. So instead of just doing one movie, whether it's and because there's franchises we go, oh, we might do, might not do, wait for a movie. They'll just throw something in. We'll maybe have like a cap of how many movies. But yeah, so there's a lot of stretch goals there. So there you go. So Charlie, no, there's not right now. So the day of, you can do that, and you can up the subscription that day. I think Patreon you can choose random amounts. You can do a super chat, or I think it was just yeah, subscribe to Patreon, up your tier, send a super chat. Well, he says, wait till the moose I sent arrive. My God, I don't want to deal with no moose right now. I'm dealing with the most traffic ever. How's it going there, Anthony? But yeah, it's crazy, and I'm not gonna talk about too much because there is some stuff on GVD where we talk about the 10 year and whatnot, right? So I don't want to throw that out there yet, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. I had it, so you can go back and listen. Last week we did the GUA crossover. That was actually the first time it kind of clicked in for me. Like, not that it's come to 10 years, but I had like the cast ended, and it's usually like the cast ends, got to go help the babies doing stuff in the cast, and I just sat there for a moment. I was like, wow, like we just did that. It was nothing big. It's just hanging out with the GUA people. But I think it was a moment where when GUA started, that was like I'm not gonna say consumed my life, but that was a lot of like getting the hosts together, and there was a lot of switching around of hosts and figuring out days and everything. And even with myself, I remember I was doing some editing, and there's like I was the co-host of Marvel Alliance with Chris, and there was like a 4 week stretch where I didn't host because my job schedule just didn't allow it, right? And thank goodness for Brent that did take over, because you can see in that second year I'm really like missing a lot of stuff, right? But I just because that's what I thought. I sat down and I was like the podcast really we talk about the eras of Geekverse, but just in general, certain things happening, the eras of my life where it's like, man, for 2 years, I was getting up and going and running, and I was on Marvel Alliance, all this stuff. And then I still do stuff and edit things for Marvel Alliance, and we promote, and we still do crossovers here and there. We did one for the 10 year, and I want to do more next year. But I said this in a video that comes up, like we set up, and not that it was like all these are competent adults, they can do their podcast and what they're doing, but just all the little stuff, whether it's uploading the stream yard, ad breaks, all that stuff, where the first year is like, okay, we're gonna do it this way, this is the method. Where now for many years they've just been killing it, doing it on their own, right? And that's where it just felt like, oh yeah, it felt like this was part of my life, and it still is, but not to like a huge amount, right? And it's still our network. We produce it. Check out all the shows. They do about 5 shows a week of various topics that some we cover, some we don't, but very great perspectives over there. But yeah, it just felt like, oh yeah, and I just thought about everything of just, and we'll talk about more, but just like doing the podcast with Kyle and Liam, even though now I know Kyle attacked me, so that's a whole different can of worms. But there's just tons of stuff where I go, wow, it really piled up after that, because it was like, okay, first few years of starting the podcast, and I'm gonna stop talking because there's more of this stuff coming up. But yeah, it was just crazy. It was like, wow, yeah, this was 2 to 3 years of my life, and then someone else on the podcast. Because I think that's when then we started do filming stuff, and then a lot of my stuff has been on the script and writing. And this is the most break I've had with the babies, but I've been very excited in like August, September us to get back to that, because I've missed like even editing these videos. It's like, man, I haven't edited like the second film in quite a while. Like I have, but not continually. So it's like, oh man, I can't wait to get back to that in full front, on full frontal. I guess so. But yeah, and a big show. I said I was going to talk about this at some point when June happened, and then it didn't, and then July, all this stuff. But no, as usual, just obviously we're going to talk about this a lot on the Geek Day. But thank everyone listens. Thank everyone listens to the show. Very much appreciate you taking the time. If you like what I say and do, obviously the schedule's always all around. It's like this where it's impromptu, but I appreciate it. But yeah, June was like our biggest month in the last 2.5 years. And 2000, it didn't break. I can't remember. I'd have to look what month. I think the month that Doctor Strange came out, yeah, I think it's May 2022 is our biggest month ever. And didn't get to those numbers. But the reason I want to say thank you, because you should be like, oh, you didn't break record. For us, it's like the podcast goes in ebbs and flows. And I've talked about this before, where Endgame comes out, lots of listens, and then COVID happens, and just like content lack, and right when we're getting hot, goes down. Same thing around that, like 2022, our biggest year, getting hot, Doctor Strange, Batman, and a little bit after that, the strike happens, just slow us down. And for a while, it's like, luckily we're still supported where we can keep making content, and we appreciate everyone, especially on Patreon, because that's like the biggest source, because we always know what's there and what we can do time wise with what you guys afford us to do. But with us getting like close, like the fact that we got back to, we hadn't hit 2022 numbers in a while, because that was like our peak. That was like, if people don't remember, we were like breaking records like every, it was like 13 months in a row was our biggest month. And I can't, I guess it must have ended with the mayor, something like that. So it was like 2021 to that, because No Way Home was also very big for us. So that was great. And I've said that before, fucked with me a little bit, because you just get used to that. And then when you go for a stretch of like a year, 2 years, and you don't break that record, get close to it, you're like, oh man. And that's where we didn't break that record. But with the month of June, it was in that ballpark. And it was like, okay, that was great to see, and I really appreciate that, because you always wonder, it's like, okay, is this the new norm now? Like, are you never gonna see that again? And you never know. And obviously it always ebbs and flows with the content and the news and stuff we talk about, and how much content we're putting out, right? But still appreciate there could be the same amount of stuff we put on our big movies and people aren't there, right? Or they've lost us or don't want to listen to us anymore. So just a big thank you, because there's at times where it's like, oh, it would be nice to like get back to some of those downloads and stuff where, again, I'm still happy with the numbers. We were still, a lot of times you pull up charting, we're charting on Apple Podcasts. It's always just that thing that happens though, when it's like you have a big run of good, like your best numbers ever, and then when it doesn't happen for a while, you're like, oh, it's now retroactively, I kind of wish it was like spread out the break, where at first like, oh, 13 months, hell yeah, like what a roll. And that's like, well, I hope you enjoyed that. But June and July, even then too, it was like our biggest month in the last 2 years, and then June was biggest month in 2.5 years. So it's just like it meant a lot, because like, okay, cool, we can still like get in that ballpark X, Y, and Z. And I think a lot of the content that's been coming out has been good and big, and people are liking that. But it was just nice to see. So a big thank you, because like it had been a while. It's like, okay, maybe this is just and that's fine, because it's a good hobby on the side. You have ebbs and flows when it's bigger, but you never know. And stuff, sometimes if it goes that route, you go, okay, maybe we have to cut this or that. But no, very much appreciate everyone always supporting and whatnot. And yeah, we'll see how the fall goes, because we're talking about with movies. There's not too much out there, but let's actually talk about movies, and let's get into this stuff. I'll take a break, or not a break. I will take a break. But where is my fucking water? It's somewhere around here. There it is. But yeah, we'll talk about some of this actual news stuff and get on with it. Mm. Water, my God. All right, so, but yeah, lastly, August 9th, 10 a.m. Be there, 10 hours. Going to be a very fun day. And yeah, if you can support, that'd be great, because this funds the content. Like we said, we're already promising extra content if you get us a certain point, funds the other content. So we appreciate that. I'm going to minimize that screen, because I got crazy pool hair and I don't want that to be seen. I got to try and get a haircut before GB Day. I don't like the odds of that. I got a long list of stuff I got to do this week. I'm very excited for GB Day, because it's going to be very fun. Taylor owes me a pizza. And then I'm very excited for August 10th, and to like not look at the computer for a while, edit anything. I'm gonna take like a nice like 2 to 3 day break of like, I'm not gonna do anything podcast related. I'm not on side quests. I'm not like, I don't have any immediate cast. I'm just gonna really veg out. I'm gonna play Donkey Kong. I'm gonna hang out with the kids. Like, very excited not do anything. And then Tuesday Alien Earth is out, rolls around. Then I'm back to the grind. But I'm gonna enjoy those days, because it's been fun. It's the 10 years. It deserves it. But it's like, man, there's a lot of stuff in this week I gotta get done. But what I gotta do now is Travis told you. Let's talk about Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, that fucking song, right? So I will confirm this, but I'm pretty sure it had a 66% drop. Obviously, the hope was to have something a bit better, because we just saw that happen with Superman, right? And you can go back and check out all our reviews, and that was fun to watch for us. I haven't looked at them lately, but because the whole year I've said Superman's going to be our biggest review. It is. That broke in like 5 or 6 days very quickly. But then the first 2 days F4 came out, it was outpacing Superman. And I was very surprised. But much like the MCU, I guess the listeners are just front loaded. And not that it dropped to like, it did not drop like 66%, thank goodness. But Superman was firmly beating it. And I don't know where it is now. I'll check. That's a more curiosity thing for me. But it was just it's funny that we got this. But let's see here. Faces one of the biggest drops in MCU history. Yeah, 66% drop. So obviously there's been 37 movies. Let's see, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30. Okay, so it's the 30th biggest drop in the MCU's history. So yeah, not great, 66%. And even some of those is tougher, right? Because like below it, Multiverse of Madness, No Way Home. Those are ones where it's like they made so much money the opening weekend. Sure, they had that big drop, but it's like they were gonna drop that regardless because you can't just repeat that type of business, right? And yeah, it's been interesting because like even the weekday stuff's not been that bad. It's been outpaced by Superman, even though it's funny where again, international is struggling in some markets for F4. That's where it's kind of making a bit more money than Superman. So I think right now the projection lock, and we're gonna talk about Superman in a second, but like the projection lock is oh my god, what was it? 550 to 575. Obviously, you never know. Maybe August is a little nicer to it than the first weekend is. You never know at the box office, right? Saying the Superman, it had some great holds. Some days it beat the Batman, some day it didn't. You don't know what's happening in August and right now. And there's a lot of movies out in August, nothing like massive, but there's still some competition. Obviously not great. I was really hoping because obviously, like the F4 is my favorite comic movie of the year. I love it. It's almost or is a top 10 MCU movie for me, so I am in that camp. Of course, I think we're going to get a sequel because the funny thing is, if you look at this is the thing I keep bringing up all the time, right? We need to see what else is going to come out, so it would get bumped up. But right now, if the year were to end and this were to get that projection, it would be in the top 10. And even like last year, I want to see what was 2024 box office top 10. Let's say it ended, I'll put it high, and let's say it ended at 575, right? I just want to see even last year. It's like, and I've done this before, right? But if you go at 575, because it's Inside Out, 1.6 billion. Deadpool Wolverine, 1.3. Moana, 1 billion. And the Despicable Me, 972. Wicked, 756. Mufasa, 722. That's a movie, right? That looked like it bombed when it opened, and then it had great legs. Dune Part 2, 714. And then Godzilla Kong, The New Empire at 572. So if it were to hit 575, it would have been the number 8 biggest movie of the year. And that's the thing where I've talked about this before. So if you haven't missed an episode, I apologize. I'm retreading, but you look at the top 10 for this year again, Niza 2, 1.8 billion, good for them. Lilo and Stitch, 1 billion. Minecraft, 955. Jurassic World, 766. How to Train Your Dragon, 618. Mission Impossible, 594. And then after that, all of them from like Mission Impossible to Thunderbolts are below the five, yeah, but they're 550 and below. Superman's at 551 right now, and it's looking like it's gonna hit. Well, it's for sure gonna hit 600, which is great. 700 might be a climb for it, but still, that's where I think I was like 625, 600, something like that, or 650 the most. So if F4 were to finish at 575, beats F1, beats Captain America 4, Thunderbolts, etc. Right? Because even right now, Fantastic Four with only in July, with only 2 weeks, is the 11th biggest movie of the year. That's just something where, are these numbers great? No, because obviously I want to, with the movies I like Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, want them to do well because I want more of them, and I want that to be the measure of success of, oh, we should do this type of movie. And like Thunderbolts, cover mental health. Oh, we should do more of these big themes. Now I feel like they look at it and go like, well, let's go the Minecraft route, right? Like box office does matter in that spectrum, and it is, there's pros and cons for all of this, right? Even Superman to me is like for the hype that I thought it had, is still underperforming in a sense. It did beat Man of Steel domestically, so it has that. So we'll see what it does in the next couple weeks. But for me, it's the 66. I was hoping like a high 50% drop. I did not think like the Superman hold was going to happen, because even myself talked about this. And again, I apologize to people in the Discord, because then you get to hear it too. But that's why I joined the Discord, because we're talking about this stuff all the time. Even myself, who I think F4 is miles better than Superman for XY number of reasons, you can check out the reviews. the buzz for F4 was not the same as Superman. Whether like, because I know people in my personal life that have went out of their way to go see Superman or Fantastic Four, it's a no, or I'm waiting for streaming. Right? There's that differentiator already between the two, so like can easily admit, yeah, I'm in the minority of liking this movie more, but I can tell the other movie has like the hot hand, right? Or the hotter hand, at least say. So the tough thing is like the pros, right? Is let's start there. Biggest F4 movie of all time. Not saying much because I think the biggest F4 movie is like 350 million. So, okay, sure. Like that's that, nothing to like that's not great even though like what Thunderbolts finished at 382, not far off of Fortune set, but still, yeah, that's good. That shows it's not like a completely dead brand. There are reports that Marvel's pretty happy with it and they got all this money from marketing and whatnot. It's like, okay, sure, maybe, but again, could just be a puff piece to be like, yeah, I just say we're good with it. So then people will be like, not consider this a loss, right? The other pro is what I was just pointing out is the box office is so much lower now. The fact that Fantastic Four has been out for 2 weeks and it's already, in number 11. It's not like Endgame, right? Where Endgame came out to 356 billion or million opening weekend. It's not that. It's just the numbers are so low. And there's some stuff that also will still bump it out, like Wicked and Avatar. So it might not even finish in the top 10, but still in that realm. I do think if it beats the other two, that's good because at least you go, hey, it's not lower than the other two, meaning Captain America 4 and Thunderbolts, right? You go, okay, well, this, if we're going to go elsewhere, that's the case. So I think that's the good thing. And I don't think, because I think I said 600 million for, yeah, I think I said Superman was going to be like 650. It's funny because that was my final prediction. I keep saying like, oh, I think Superman was going to do better. I still thought I was like lowballing it. I thought I was playing it safe for predictions, but Fantastic Four being 550, not too bad for characters that I don't think are. I've William was in the chat and I was bugging him on his show because William, I remember on Vodka stream you said, hey, the A tier characters they make 700 million. You kind of changed up a little on the show, kind of changed the the requirements, but that's okay. I get what you're saying, which I understand too. Where hey, they are A tier, but maybe the public doesn't view them that way. But if you get them in multiple movies, Avengers, you can make them become that, right? And I completely agree, right? Guardians, I don't think are A tier, but got in that A tier category because of being in other stuff, right? So I definitely understand that. And to me, it's also in because it could have been a movie. It could have been the other two could have bombed, like even like big time. So to me, it's not like completely awful. There are some pros there. Also, the cons are that's not a good drop. It's one of the biggest drop. Like same thing for a July comic movie as well. Um, and it shows what I've talked about before. This lingering worry that I've had, and you know, don't get me wrong. I love Batman, love Superman, love Spider Man. Well, I don't know if I love Superman, but at times I do. Yeah, X Men. Excuse me. I don't want to get to like obviously I want to get to a place where the films are a good quality, right? That's number one. But then I don't want to get to a place where it is just the big guys because I love comic movies, but there's been tons that have been very forgettable. But at the same time, I don't want to get to a place where they look at a character like Black Panther, and go, you know what, that might be risky. Let's not do that. Let's stick with another X Men, another Spider Man, and that's where the MCU could show that. But my hope is that if it gets to like a 550, 575, and yeah, they are in Avengers and have a big highlight that that sequel can happen, and they see the road. To me, they should be kind of like what Superman was, where okay, I'd say the general audience reaction is very good. Cinema score was as good as F4 and Super like Man of Steel, so that's fine. And box office is performing well enough that I think you're gonna make a profit, right? Take that as a win. And same thing with F4, where it's okay. Look at the pros. Biggest F4 movie, biggest MCU movie of the year. It's a brand that's been very dormant for a while, and we made this much, and people really enjoy it. Even if people don't like, it's varying degrees of what they love, right? Between this, Thunderbolts, and Superman. I'll leave Cat 4 out because I haven't seen Cat 4 listed as anyone's number one movie of the year for comic wise. But my point is that stay the course and take that as a win. You need to win the audience back in multiple ways. And I think there's a good chunk of them that will never come back, right? Whether it's just they're burned on the franchise and over it, whether it's after COVID they changed their ways, or whether things are too expensive. Like I think there's certain times you get everybody back, but I don't think you can get the way back to where stuff like Captain Marvel was making $1 billion, right? Like just like random characters. I don't think that's the situation we're in right now, and I can't say we'll never be in that situation again, but it feels like a stretch that'll be anytime soon. So that's what I'm just saying is look at the pros that way, and there's definitely some bad. There's definitely some disappointment, I'd say, but let's see what happens in the coming weeks, and then let's see after the fact, right? And that's the thing where, because I have it in the headline, and then we've talked about this too, like, is the MCU in trouble? And it's like, yes and no. In their current state, they are somewhat in trouble because if you look at this, Thunderbolts and Captain America, and then the Marvels, lots of, marks against them in the loss category, I'd say, right? Or the, underwhelming, this didn't go exactly how we wanted to go, I imagine, right? Especially once they threw the new Thunderbolts tag on, or the new Avengers tag on Thunderbolts, they probably thought, okay, this could work something, and it really didn't. It's tough because, like I said, in its current form, yes, the MCU's in trouble. If we had a bunch more of these type of films, I think there could be an issue, but it's gonna be a tough thing to judge because it's the same thing as like I brought up before, like the $1 billion movies in MCU post COVID are what, like No Way Home, which is the help of Sony, and then Deadpool Wolverine. That yes, they greenlit it, but that's a major help of Deadpool or of the Fox X Men stuff. So it's not fair to be like, well, they even got billions with that. It's like, well, we don't know, right? With their characters, the closest they got to was Multiverse of Madness. And I do think I'm not gonna say a billion, but I think Spider-Man, Doomsday, and Secret Wars all gonna be hits, all gonna make big money. I think they're all gonna be in place where Marvel's pretty much happy with them. I said this to somebody, RJ, who listens to the show, and you can follow him. He's a good guy. I talked to him a couple times, and I've said this before. If Doomsday and Secret Wars, if that crashes, then the bottom falls out. Then there is no more. Like I said, I'm BT like even A, you gotta be like S tier for a while, right? They're not gonna take a gamble, and that's where I think those will be successful. And then the word is after those two movies is X Men. So it's like you have Spider Man, Tom Holland come back. We'll talk about a bit. Lots of cool stuff there. Should be guaranteed hit. You have Avengers, which not only just the Avengers name and putting characters together, got past X Men. You got people like Robert Downey coming back. All this stuff, right? It's not, and then X Men I could see being very successful because it is like the start of the MCU X Men, right? This is the beginning of a new era, right? So for me, it's hard to say really unless we get something else because I think there's a rumored like July 2027 slot or 2028, so something like that. We can't really argue one way or another. I think we can just look at this and go, okay, there's definitely issues. MC's had these drop offs before, but why is it to this amount? What is the issue? Why is it dropping off? And again, some stuff they're not going to be able to control. So that's just out of their hands. If people are after COVID don't want to go back to movies, then what you going to do with them, right? You can't, you can't force people to go. So that's the tough thing. And on the side of looking at the success or not success of the MCU, to me, Spider-Man, two Avengers movies, and X-Men is not a real test of how the MCU is doing. Because to me, the MCU, like, okay, sure, those could be big hits, but like Spider-Man's with Sony, those are two Avengers movies with returning characters, and X-Men's a big brand. That's to me not the sign, and that's where it could be the fact of maybe they do a couple more littler IPs or something like that, and they don't do well. Then the case is, yeah, you just got to lead with your heavy hitters, and I want F4 to be a heavy hitter. I don't want after seeing it, right? Like in the cast, I don't care. I won't say that because I do care about those characters. I don't care about those characters as far as having my life experience with them, right? And being very nostalgic to them. That's why F4 was my lowest. I didn't think I was going to like it as much because I'm not an F4 guy, but I really enjoyed it. So I don't think it's doom and gloom yet. I think it's a signs there's issues, it's lower, but it's something you can work with, right? I think especially now you got to look at the pros, and because it's the same thing I just talked about the top 10, it's like nowadays with the box office the way it is, if you can make a movie and guarantee yourself, like nothing's guaranteed, but let's say you know figuratively you think there's a good shot of this make it in the top 10 of the year, you keep doing that. You don't stop. You keep making that, right? Obviously, there might be some execs, some pencil pushers that might look and think, oh, I don't know. It's not making it what it once was. Let's go reboot it. Let's fire Kevin Feige and get someone else. of course, you always got those people that could make these brash moves. That's the problem with Warner Brothers, right? They could sell at any moment. And sure, if things are going good at W or like DC, maybe they say, ah, no, just keep doing your thing, James. But what if it's I don't know, what if it's Amazon and Jeff Bezos? I'm sure he's not doing that stuff, but let's just say he meets with James Gunn. He's like, I don't like this guy's vibe. Like, let's get rid of him, right? So, oh, sorry. So that's where a lot of stuff is up in the air for the next little bit. Supergirl and Clayface up in the air a little bit as well too, because I think at least Clayface has a smaller budget. We'll see about Supergirl, but so I I've always said to me if the Avengers really really underperforms, that is the sign of okay, the MCU need a break. It is like I'm not gonna say dead, like the meme, but it is a case to be worried and you might need to start anew, right? Tom Holland, you might not get that Spider-Man trilogy. You might just move over again Miles their stat, right? Sorry. So for me, it just shows some pause and concern. Yeah, it would have been great if it had like a similar Superman drop. That'd be fantastic because especially with the international stuff, it would be really carrying its load there. But I digress. Let me go back to any of my stuff here to see if there's something I was missing. Let's see there. I don't think so. I had this from Gatisha Panda. July drops, which again, pretty good. Superman, 53%. Bug, get off my camera. Deadpool Wolverine 54, Spider-Man Homecoming 62, Ant-Man 262, Fantastic Four 66, and then Thor 4 at 68, which that's a movie that ended up making like 800 or like 700 something. So pretty impressive after that drop, to be honest. So yeah, we will see. Like I said, it's we just have to be patient. Of course, like I said, I'm just completely just writing it off that yep, Doomsday's a hit. That's maybe $1 billion. I'll say $1 billion. If that doesn't hit, then there's more of a conversation. But if these movies perform how we think they're going to perform, there's not a conversation until later. And I don't think it's a bad thing if Marvel does slow down and just put out their top tier characters, right? Sorry. That's a good theory. Some people have like why the Authority and Sergeant Rock aren't happening at DC because they're just like, well, maybe we should lead with Wonder Woman and work on other ones, and then maybe a Batman if Pattinson's not coming over, get his movie out and find a way to get someone they like and a new character, etc. You might have to go with just the A tier people, which I don't want because then I feel like then we go back to like just one comic book movie a year, and again, I'm not going to be greedy. We have had a plethora of ones. There's stuff that, I still haven't seen Craven. There's TV shows and whatnot that, haven't out there. You got so much superhero content, you don't really have to worry about if the bubble bursts because you can go back and watch it all. But, um, yeah, it's DC and Marvel. They got a couple years here. So let's see. What is this man doing up so late? Taylor, well, I don't work tomorrow. Do you? There goes my ball. I don't work, Get in the computer room. Come join me, But as Pope says, if Doomsday flops, then they announce Avengers and Justice League movie by that Monday. I don't think that, but I do think that is the potential trajectory where, there is a future that when Marvel and DC both kind of shit the bed, that they do get together, do a crossover movie, and that gives them like a little bump for a couple years, but then they it just kind of dies again. The next few years are very much the sign of what's to come. Warner Brothers needs to stay the course, keep making these good movies, win people back, make people enjoy this brand, and if they sell, make like hopefully that the people don't blow it up, right? And figure out the Batman stuff too. Because I think the Batman will be a hit, but still figure it out. Marvel just has to deliver on those two, which is funny. And even with Spider-Man, it's funny the irony of them looking at a Sony movie to do well to kind of booster them back up, right? But like I've said before, the MCU, other than Deadpool and Wolverine, which helped a lot because of Fox, they don't got a $1 billion thing. That's a Sony thing, right? So DC, stay the course, keep making some good movies, hope it works out. Marvel, stay the course, make improvements, make sure those big movies, Avengers specifically, got the bee's knees. Because at least then if you can make people really enjoy those movies, the next Marvel thing that happens, even if it is like X-Men or whatever, I think people will be there because it is, oh, I did really enjoy this. I do like Marvel. Maybe I got too much of it or maybe I had a good break. It's back. I've said this before where these have a chance to be a Rise of Skywalker effect. This has a chance to really hurt the Marvel brand going forward if these things suck. And there's a chance. There's a chance. Rushy, could be messy production. Russos haven't been hidden as much as well. The MCU overall doesn't have a clear path story. I guess they do now from Thunderbolts to Fantastic Four to this, but not like an overall clear arc like the Stones they were going to, right? So yeah, we'll see. I hope August holds up and it does well on some weekends and whatnot. But yeah, we will see. I think that's everything about that. I thought, was there anything else in the box office to talk about? I had two things. I thought I touched on some of that stuff. There's some stuff just like weird, like F1 is Brad Pitt's, biggest leading movie, and I get, oh, right, I guess that's what I didn't talk about too. But yeah, the F1, that's crazy. I haven't seen that. But with F4, Superman, Jurassic World, and we got our answer because Jurassic World's going to digital, I think, this week, but it's going to finish at like a high 700, 800, where Superman's like a mid 600 to maybe 700 if they're lucky, and then Fantastic Four is like a mid 500, right? So that's kind of where they're all going. And again, that's the other thing where I can make the case with F4. Why we talked about this again today, where, oh man, I killed some bug and like it's like some sort of stink bug because my hand, oh, not good. I'm gonna have to wash that after. Goddamn bugs, leave me alone. I said this before many times on Marvel Alliance, or at least times I was on, and I even made it on Marvel. They, we do a predictions cast every year. We had started that, just like, hey, what do you think is gonna happen this year? And I'm pretty sure one of my predictions was they're gonna move Fantastic Four to November, and they didn't. So for me, because I've seen other people's and even Maddie where it's like, hey, it doesn't matter. Then you have Avatar and obviously there's Utopia. But for me, I think it was just like getting away from Superman, and you already had Thunderbolts and Cap. So it's like, to me, it's like there's no rush to get this out here. They've only done, according to my memory, 3 movies in November, with Black Panther 3, which was a big hit, Thor 3, which was a big hit, and Eternals, which was right after COVID. So hard to judge. That made 400 million, which, hey, it made more than what is it? It made more than Thunderbolts, so which should not be the case. Oh my God, he's here. Mr. Fields crashed my trash. Told you I don't have headphones, so I hope they don't hear your echo or whatnot. But
is there an echo?
Did you hear an echo?
No.
Okay, there you go.
The man put out the call. I thought, oh, I'll pop in. I just finished watching Sinners and thought, oh, I could see what's going on online.
Oh no, you're running down like the Irish Street or whatever your song is.
Oh yeah, I've been Rocky Road to Dublin all freaking night. Oh man.
Oh my goodness, what have you
but
been doing?
You
this
keep
weekend?
talking. You keep talking. I won't crash. I just want to listen.
What? Well, that makes no sense. You're right. You can't just sit in the room and just. Then you may as well just have the podcast on.
Well, what are you talking about?
You see the topics, like the topics.
What do we got? Spider-Man, brand new day suit, and big rumors. Fantastic Four, big second weekend drop. It's dropped.
What'd you say?
It's dropped. It's not doing good.
Where have you been the whole week? You not been in the Discord at all?
It's a long weekend up in here in Canada. I've been out of the Discord and.
Yeah, I did drive by your place and saw the Jeep wasn't there, so I wasn't sure what you were doing and whatnot. So.
Oh, was that today?
That was today, yeah, because we went to a pool and whatnot. But yeah, it had the 30th biggest drop in the MCU's history for second weekend drop.
The 30th biggest drop out of how many movies?
37. 37.
There's 37 movies, and this was the 30th biggest drop.
Yeah, so
that's hardly an L.
What do you mean?
If it's the 30th biggest drop, then I'd be worried about like the 27th.
Okay, sorry. Then it's the other way around. So sorry, then it would have been like. So if it's like, it'd be the 7th biggest. There you go. I was saying that wrong. I was saying that wrong because it was. I was looking at it, flipped and everything like that. So
okay, that is pretty serious.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with it, but it's not looking good. Do you? Because we were talking about this in the Discord because you haven't seen it. I was saying because on Marvel Lines I was talking about how they should. I think they should have went to November. Where Maddie brought up that you got Wicked there, you got Avatar in a month later, so that's a big one. And Mike did bring up Zootopia. My pitch was to switch them, and when you put Zootopia in July, and he put that there, because I just thought F4 could fare a little bit better if you moved it away from Superman. But then I was also going to say that maybe it's just like If people just want to see a movie nowadays, they're gonna see it, right? It doesn't matter what else is coming out and everything. But do you think F4 would be doing better? Again, it's supposed to finish at like 550 to 575. So it's going to be Thunderbolts and Cap, and it's going to be maybe in the top 10 for the year. So it's not like a complete loss. It's just that it's not performing. Superman's going to beat it. So do you think November would help? Do you think F4 is doing what it would have done always?
If they switched with Zootopia, I think that's the way to go. I think animated films stand on that kind of different tier than live action, right?
In
So
the
if you put that
summer as
animated
well.
film, oh yeah,
Kids
I
are
think
out of
that would have been
school.
absolutely just killing it. It would have been $1 billion movie on top of the release of Jurassic World and Superman.
You think it would have been $1 billion? Oh, you mean Zootopia? Okay, yeah.
Zootopia, yeah.
His first Zootopia made $1 billion. I think it's making $1 billion. So,
Yeah, I think the second one's making $1 billion for sure.
yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. I think there was another thing to bring up there. I was talking about box office, but I can't remember. But yeah,
Jurassic World
your Dinos won the it won it all. They
won
took
it
it
all.
still and stuff. It's on digital next week already.
Is it on digital next week? Oh
Yeah.
man, I gotta look and see when it comes out on DVD. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I dropped like over $100 and got the 6 movie collection, the Jurassic World collection when Dominion came out. So now what am I gonna do? Drop another 100 and get the 7 movie collection? I'm fucked.
Well, you could try to sell the 6 movie and then
I
get the
can't do
7.
that. Oh, the
Why
only thing
not?
I'd sell is the horrendous statue that they put out with that fucking box set. The raptor statue looks disgusting.
But
You
you
ever
still
see
paid
it?
for it? No, I don't think seen it. It looks like Jurassic World's making some really bad stuff between that and the Steelbook. You know.
Yeah, I did a TikTok of me unboxing it for our channel, and it was just brutal. I'll pull up a statue here so you can see it in a sec.
Okay. But yeah, no, Jurassic World seems to get the win, and that's the other thing too, where I've said this many times, people, and I even just said this, right? Where you got to stay the course, keep making good movies. I think for Marvel and DC, it's in a different situation where you want to make good movies so you can just keep people to come back to the next one and retain those people. I don't think it's in a way where if you make a phenomenal movie, everyone runs out to see it for a comic book movie. Because if you look at is that the statue from your unboxing video?
Yeah, that's
So
the
there you
one.
go. If you look at, for me, like obviously Taylor liked Jurassic World a lot more, but it's like you look at some of these, the top three to me, it's like Lilo and Stitch. I've not seen. I've just heard nothing but not good things, but that's a family movie. Minecraft is completely awful, and Jurassic World to me is like a very meh movie. So that's where it's like some of your top movies. Doesn't matter if they're like reviewed poorly or whatnot. Like once they get in the zeitgeist, they do. So it's like it doesn't even matter if F4 would have been like, oh, this is endgame level. Maybe people just didn't care about the time to see it or the placing of it, or they just don't care about F4. I really don't know. So yeah, but yeah, we'll go from there. Tay, you got your unbox? You got your statue yet?
I got the statue, and
All
you know what?
right.
Maybe I should I could even just play the video. But anyways, I'll just play the share the
Tay's
screen
taking
here.
Tay's taking on my chest. Told you to play a video of himself. Look
So
at
this
this.
is the statue. This is the statue,
What's so ugly about it?
and this is what they actually gave you.
Okay, go back to the last one.
This is what they advertised.
Okay, and then go back to what it is. That's what it is.
All right, I'm gonna play the video so you can clearly see.
Oh, so were you really disappointed in this video and stuff?
Oh, well, everyone's disappointed in the statue.
Everyone's disappointed in the statue. So, oh, there you go. So, while Taylor pulls that, he's getting the video up there. Taylor, what do you think about the Spider-Man suit? I feel like I can show it because I feel like these are everywhere. I don't think they're gonna get stricken down. I really don't. I know I could pull up the video, but I feel like this is like what they call like a controlled leak, where now, granted,
He's taking photos and thumbs up with people. Like,
yes.
it's not a spoiler.
Okay, you got your video here. Let's see this.
Let's.
Oh, Dairy Farmers
fucking
Canada, BC Day
ads.
Canada. Oh, look at that Dexter versus Miguel Prado there.
I was watching some all the best scenes of Dokes today.
Oh yeah.
So this is what they advertise. This is legit in the marketing material what they advertise.
I just think that's what you got.
It
Let's
looks
see.
good. It looks great. You know.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna unbox and open. See how crappy it looks? Can I bump the
I
quality
guess
up?
so. I can see. I can see a little bit there. So, did you not request a refund?
Like, look at how shitty the snow texture is and everything. I did
Yeah, I
not.
don't.
I did try to cancel it, but I didn't cancel it in time. Um, yeah, like that's what they
Wait,
show. Look
why?
at they have rocks and grass and tree roots and stuff
Why'd you try to
and all
cancel it?
that.
Did you hear before you opened it that it was a bad statue?
Yes. Yes, I did. And so it made me worried. And ultimately I just wanted the 6 movie bundle because when you open up the case, it's got artwork in there and it comes with so much stuff and it's a
Well,
beautiful case. But this is just it's horrendous the statue. Anyways,
there
I'll
you go. I
probably just
suppose
get
back.
this.
You're gonna get this. They have a 7 movie bundle right now that you're gonna
No,
get,
no, but they probably will eventually, but I'll just get
and
the
you're gonna get
standalone
that.
movie. I'll just get the movie by itself.
Okay, you're gonna get the steelbook.
No, that's ridiculous.
It just says if they're filming in the middle of the street and tons of people are watching, that's hardly a leak. That's what I think. So I can share some of this stuff. But what was your initial thoughts to when they did share? Obviously, they posted, there's a conspiracy theory going around right now, Taylor, where they posted a video the first day of the suit right here, this
That it's a
close up
different
one.
suit, right?
But this close up one, yeah, and people say it's a different suit because if you look, do I have it up on here? Yeah, the like third, like in between the leg, there's like a line where if you look at this suit, there's not that.
Can the man not have multiple fucking suits? Is it
But
that simple? Like, how many
he
other movies
could
has he wore like 2 suits? He's worn multiple suits in every
zero,
movie.
never. He's never. No, I think he's done that every movie. I think
Yeah,
he's
so
worn
people
different
just need to
suits.
calm the fuck
Okay,
down.
I'm going to Twitter. I'm going to X. I'm going to Twitter. Those were not good at photos. Google Chrome. Let's see Spider-Man suit. But yeah, what were your thoughts on the reveal? Everything. It looks like it's like similar to the No Way Home one. The blue is like not as bright, but honestly, in the daytime, actually, it is a little because in the No Way Home final swing, that's like a super bright shirt
Hmm.
suit. But yeah, it's the only thing that I'm iffy on is I agree with Clay that sometimes the fitting of it looks a little off. I think they're gonna smooth it out. Like right there, it looks good, but there was like a couple times when he was
I
like
think
right here.
those will be tweaked, right? That's not film quality status right
No, like when
there.
he's standing here like this is what I know. Tom Holland is in legit like if you've seen him, I think recently he just a photo shoot. He's in legit like probably the best shape he is in his life. This angle does nothing for him. This is he just looks like he's just standing there like I'm Spider Man, but like he's in great shape. And there's other times where I'll try and find my favorite shot because there's one shot where it looks like the best Spider Man suit possible. There's a couple like even some of this like this one coming up here like no, there's another shot I'll find it where it's like from kind of someone's on the street point of view there. But yeah, there's just something to it. But oh, of course I can't find it. Fucking oh, we're finding
Hmm.
some fan art now of MJ and Black Cat, but I'll try and find it. Oh, even right here, like it looks better though. But yeah, what do you think about the suit? You got these massive web shooters going on. You got the what is it? The enhanced what is it? The webbing? No, it's what is it? Like raised webbing. You got the bigger spider logo. Even his eyes are like bigger Spider-Man eyes than they were
Mhm.
before. What are your thoughts on this one, Taylor?
I'm excited. Like seeing all of these reveals has just kind of caught me off guard. But it feels a lot more like real now. So I'm very much excited for this. I really like the suit. I think it's
This
nice to kind
shot
of go
right
back to
here. This
basics.
is the one I was talking about. Look at
Oh
this. It's
yeah.
he's on the street and it's like a side profile where he's standing because I've been taught that you always want to stand for like a picture with like kind of by the side. But this, he looks jacked. The suit looks perfect. Like this is something that like I want to see him fight with the mask off when this scene. This looks fantastic. You know.
Yeah, he looks really good. I this weekend because of the reveal, I taught Satine Spider-Man. She didn't have any recollection of Spider-Man before, but I taught her how to do like the finger like
Spider-Man 4.
no. The like the fingers
But you said she's no recollection of Spider-Man 4.
before.
Oh,
She's never like
before.
had
I'm like, there's
anything to
no
do.
Spider-Man 4 yet. This
Yeah,
is
no.
Spider-Man
This is
4. It has.
Spider-Man
Oh,
4, yeah.
I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, no, this is all new to her. So I taught her about the like web shooter fingers, like, and so all today we're like, do Spider-Man, and she's like, and so when we got home today, we put on Spider-Man, Spider-Man Homecoming. because we're just really in the mood, and so she was into it the whole time, and during the movie she's going just like getting so into it. So I think she's on board the Spider-Man train, and I just the thing that got me really stoked was just seeing how he's just that teenager in Homecoming, and of course Iron Man is in there too, but it's just such an early start to his journey and
Hmm.
everything that he goes through, and being in this situation where he's broke, he's after finished his high school, he's trying to make his way through college,
Depressed,
whatnot,
single.
depressed. Yeah, we're talking
Oh
about Tom
yeah.
Holland, not no, I'm kidding.
No,
uh,
no, he's ready. That Spider-Man, when Spider-Man's life is shit, this is a Spider-Man fan. That's what we want, you know. It's him to have a
yeah.
terrible life. So
I can't wait.
yeah, no, I love the suit. I don't know if it's gonna be for me the best. I still, for me it's still that Toby suit. There's just something that, and I think that is the difference with that suit is there's a lot more like muscle padding in that suit, where Tom is like, I think he's doing it mostly all natural, but those the silver webs on those that suit, and I really like that's one thing where at least I enjoy in this suit that they made. I'll try to pull it up again, that the eyes are bigger, but I still prefer like Toby has those like big, really like plasticky eyes, which again I get why they do it here because they're gonna probably still make it in CGI the eyes that they can emote and move and stuff like that. But I think that I really like the Tom or the Toby eyes. I'll try and find it. Somebody had, but that to me is still the top tier suit. But this is like it's like I'd say like 1A to 1B. You know, that's where I'd go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can I
Yeah.
find? Or are these all?
The
No, that's
crotch
just
shots.
there's a lot of bald shots. Did you see that? Oh, you were in the on the Discord. I suppose said he had someone at his school talk about how they spent like 2 months having to just like CGI his bulge out of like Infinity War or something.
Someone at his school CGI'd the
Like
bulge.
they're like talk like they're in a course. I think they're talking
Oh,
about
so this wasn't just
stuff.
their own time, just
No, I suppose
a
you
hobby.
can clarify for me, but like look at this suit though. Like that that's for me is
Spider-Man
still.
2.
How did you know specifically Spider-Man 2?
This is when he saves the kids in the street,
Okay,
right?
right. The
I'm pretty
scene,
sure
right.
that was Spider-Man 2.
I'm like the suit's the same. That's the Spider-Man that didn't change at all. He really didn't. Andrew changed suits. Tom did. Toby didn't.
Toby did once to Black Spider-Man.
Well, and I guess the rest are Spider-Man. But I mean, like, I don't
That's
count that
true.
one. But this suit is still my top tier and stuff. But
Yeah, it's so good.
yeah, it's very good. Let's see. Marnie Martinez says, this is Sony. They nabbed Destin from the MCU. Is this lose Phase 6 or integral to Phase 6? I think it's integral because it's going to be before Doomsday, and I think they're going to set some Doomsday up stuff. And I'm not going to say that they nabbed him from the MCU. It wasn't. Or hang on, I'll go there. Oh, sorry. Okay, I misquoted. SF just shared a tweet of someone saying that someone came to their college while teaching a course and was saying, "Hey, I had to just for 2 months CGI Tom Holland's bulge out." So SF should have just taken the credit for it. But yeah, there you go. You never know in the Discord. Things are fast, furious. But I don't think they nabbed Destin from Sony because like it's a part of the MCU. So like he's still working with Marvel and stuff. I still think he's an MCU director, but I got some more stuff to you, but how long are you staying? You leaving? You going? What you doing?
Oh, I'm just chilling. I'm chilling.
Okay, so I'm going for another 3 hours, so buckle up. No,
Okay.
this is the last of here. But so let me get this villain list here. Where is it? So they got I'll find it here, but Scorpion was officially confirmed. How you
I
feeling
saw
about
that.
that?
I saw that. Yeah, that was I was when we were watching Homecoming. I was telling Mass like, look, this is the guy. This is the guy. He's coming back for Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Mass was just like, who? Who is this?
Who? All right, so this is something where I'm going to share something. People, I'd say now, if you don't want any rumors or whatnot, these are all rumor speculation. If you don't want any of that, now's the time to bounce out. But some of the stuff could not be true. There's two things. The actor on social media, he shared a post like on his Instagram where it was Scorpion from the 90s animated series in full costume. So it looks like we're going to get that. That's good. But then another thing he shared, so again, it's your time to bow out. He shared a photo of Scorpion and Venom. Now, I don't know what that means, if they would be implying that Venom's in this movie. I don't know, because at one point Matt Gargan gets the symbiote and Scorpion becomes like a Venom type of character.
Ooh.
Because I don't know if you remember this, that Jamie Foxx when it came out that he was playing Spider-Man, do you remember what he shared on social media?
No, I do not.
I'll try and find that. Let me just do a quick search here. Jamie Foxx
The Scorpion looks like he's
Spider-Man.
got a symbiote kind of vibe with his mask going on.
A little bit, but this was, I don't know if you recall this. He shared this photo of all three Spider-Man
Oh, I
looking up.
remember this. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in a different one now. Hang on, I'll bring up. But so people are wondering if this guy's doing the same thing. Where because when they announced Jamie Foxx all this stuff, they never said, "Oh, we're bringing back." Remember they actually never announced all the Spider-Man were coming back. It just happened in the movie, right?
Hmm.
So do you think there's right now we have a bunch of stuff going on? We got Punisher, we got Hulk, we got Scorpion's back. I will get that villain list. There's like a bunch of like I think it's like like the rumored villains. It's like a bunch of B-rate ones. It's like Tombstone, Tarantula, Boomerang, and this guy named like Namrod or something like that, where he's like half human, half cyborg. I wasn't digging the vibes there, but do you think there's any chance anything Venom related is in this?
So I'm just gonna say, like, this comment, I do remember this, and just the comment Jamie Foxx has: "Tell Spidey, let's run it back. Super excited to be part of the new Marvel Spider-Man installment. Can't wait for all to check the new one, and I won't be blue in this one. Be 1,000% badass." I mean, everything in there, he's telling the truth.
He was.
That
He was
photo
so
is
excited.
just, oh, he was. The photo is just spoiling everything. So, um, I think that there's probably some. Yeah, there's probably some truth to this other photo that has appeared. But the idea of all these different characters, I know nothing about Namrod,
There you
nothing
go.
about
Show him.
Tarantula. The only one I'm okay,
He can't
interesting.
be looking like that in the movie, right?
Comic accurate.
I don't. Yeah, and I could be wrong about his name. What is it? It's Oh, Ramrod. Oh, it's even
Oh,
worse.
Ramrod.
It's Ramrod. Yeah. So some
That's
of the villains: Tombstone, Tarantula, Boomerang, Scorpion, and Ramrod.
that's a bone breaker level villain right there,
Yeah,
Ramrod.
that is.
I don't know anything about Tarantula, and the only one I know really is Scorpion. Boomerang. The only Boomerang
You
I
know
know is the
Tombstone a
DC
little.
one.
He's in Spider
Oh yeah,
Verse.
Tombstone. I know Tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spider Verse, and what was the other thing he was in? Freshman year, I guess, or Friendly
Right,
Neighborhood
he is in there.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I get a
Yes,
little more
Friendly
familiar with that
Neighborhood, yeah.
character. There you go.
Ramrod though. Ramrod is he's looking good. You know.
So he's only a
Yeah.
cyborg and his shoulders. Is that right?
It just says who's half cyborg. But that's
That's
not a
definitely
half.
not half. That's about 1/8.
It's such a specific, just like the head, chest, and shoulders. But yeah, I agree with people that I think this whole thing, I would love it if we get a montage of what he's been up to, and it's beating like the people like Tombstone, Tarantula, Boomerang, Scorpion, etc. The Scorpion thing, because yeah, I see it like we could get Venom, Hulk. That's definitely something they could spam out, right? And even then, we'll talk about Punisher's major upgrade. Maybe that's a thing where maybe they like give Frank the symbiote, which I think Frank with the symbiote
That'd
would
be
be very scary.
sweet.
But yeah, I don't know if I want. I'm not saying it's impossible. The symbiote's here. Obviously, at the end of No Way Home, they left the symbiote. I just feel like that that's a lot. And the other thing we didn't talk about too on the set photos, there's like tanks and there's like symbols for Mr. Negative. So that would already be another villain. You got Hulk and Punisher. You have Zendaya still bop around. You have Sadie Sink, who, excuse me, I guess apparently she's playing this character named Claire, who's like a scientist or something. But I guess the rumor is she's a completely original character. But the rumor is that's just bullshit to cover for who she's actually playing.
Oh, and we all know who she's actually playing.
Who's she playing?
Mayday Parker.
Well, we don't know. That's a theory. So I'm not as strong as that as like remember in Homecoming they did that with Zendaya where she was like Michelle and then she's like, oh well, you know my friends they call me MJ.
Yeah.
So they're doing that again. So it could be Mayday, but that one we'll see. Maybe when we get closer, it's gonna happen. So as it says, maybe with Mr. Negative with that split personality type thing can bring out that Savage Hulk out of Smart. Oh, that's what's happening. He's for sure gonna fuck with Hulk, and we're getting that. The synopsis, Taylor, was that Spider-Man, Punisher, and Hulk are all going to fight each other before they realize who the greater threat is.
Ugh. Yeah, I can't wait for that. And I was dropping those memes in there of just Hulk kicking fucking what's his name, Zalowski
Blonsky.
or Blonsky, yeah, kicking
Yeah.
Blonsky and just killing him. That's what Blonsky having the super serum
No,
injected
and
him.
this is the difference. You said that. I saw S Bubs showed a thing of Frank being scared. You know what's gonna happen? Hulk's gonna kick him against the tree, and Frank's gonna get right the fuck up. You're like, "That's all you got, Green." Like, you don't mess with
Green.
you don't mess with the Punisher there. But
He's got
yeah,
nothing that he can
you
whip
got
out on
nothing.
Hulk. But I mean,
But
I'll stand corrected. I'm sure he'll do something. But
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see. I think the idea of having the three of these characters just facing off blows my mind. To have Frank Castle pop in is really cool. And I like that dynamic with him and Spider-Man. But Hulk, I'm always down to see Hulk. I don't need that Hulk standalone movie or project, but I really
mm.
love Hulk just popping up in these different things. Hulk and Thor in Thor Ragnarok, absolutely. It's a cool combo, right? And you get Hulk popping up in other
She-Hulk
just.
and Scar.
I mean, I like Hulk over all the others. I like him more than Red Hulk, She Hulk, and Scar. I like just Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, Bruce Banner. That's my go-to, and it's just cool to see him tag team with all these other heroes. So, and to get Savage Hulk back, that's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so. He's gonna destroy New York, and it's gonna be interesting what happens at the end of all this. But Amari asks, "Is it Sony? Is Toby and Andrew gonna be teased or something?" I sound like, I feel like this is a cop out, but my percentage is 33%, like 33.3.5 or whatever, because I think it's either the end credits, either Toby, Andrew, or Downey. I feel like the money's on one of them, because if this is Doomsday and even the set photos have shown that it takes place before Doomsday in the timeline, they're gonna
Oh.
tease something there. But the other thing to tease, I'm trying to think. Yeah, went over the suit, the villains. I think this is the last part here, and then Travis and Taylor told you is ending. Taylor crashed my thing, but I'll give him a payday. He helped me.
What the hell
Uh,
is this stuff?
Gasoline.
That's fine. You know why too? It helped because I was completely awake, and then after the F4 topic, I was feeling
I
it. I
heard
was
that
like,
yawn when I was booting up.
yeah, I was like, oh no, my body's turning against. And you never know. Sometimes you'll sit down, you're tired, and then you're completely fine. And this time it's because it's swimming the heat thing got me. But so the rumor going around right now with Punisher, we alluded to it, that he's going to be getting a major upgrade. So obviously it could be the Venom thing, but it could be in the Punisher or in the comics. Many times the Punisher has rocked the War Machine suit. He gets that, and you get the whole logo and everything like that.
How does he get it? What did he do?
I don't
Is
know.
it
I never
because
read.
Colonel Rhodes is he was out of commission as a Skrull there?
I
So
apparently, because Clay had said this, that apparently in the Armor Wars like comic book run, that's how he gets it. And Clay was like, "Oh well, if they did Armor Wars, it'd be a perfect setup." And I was like, "Well, we're not getting Armor Wars now, so we're not getting that setup." But I don't like. I'm gonna look it up on Google right now. I'm sure Google AI will tell me. I imagine he just like, yeah, like there's a battle and gets left behind, and Frank. I don't think Frank gets like deemed the War Machine. Maybe that'd be wild, but
who's deeming this mass murderer exterminator as the War Machine?
well, there's times where Green Goblin's like the president or something, right? So I could see Storm and Norman doing that. Be
Oh
like, you
my
now get
god.
that. But let's see, how does put? So I'll look it up. What do you think about this though? Because I see there's people that are I think even in the comic books mixed on Frank being in the War Machine thing, right? Because they want Frank as the gun toad and the badass, the street level, and it's like, oh, you throw him in an Iron Man suit, you take that
That's not
away.
street level. And it doesn't make sense because how is the continuality going to pay off here? I mean, we know he's going to be going off against, well, I'm assuming he's going to pop in and go up against Kingpin at some point. So what? Kingpin's going to be mayor of New York sitting in his hotel room, and then the War Machine's going to blast into his office and just blow his head off? Like,
He would be
shit.
pretty dangerous with that suit, Punisher, like doing the crime stuff. I do think though, because some scoopers have confirmed, it sounds like Kingpin's not in this. I think what's going to happen is in Daredevil season 2, all that New York stuff's going to be resolved before we get to Spider-Man.
Resolved how?
Like Kingpin's behind bars, dead. Like I think even there's a chance that Punisher special helps deal with some of that stuff, and then like sets up some stuff with Spider-Man. I don't think his Clay aspects.
Spider-Man, Punisher, and Hulk, they finally team up, and then Hulk just smashes into Kingpin's office and like rips him in half or
No,
something.
I think Kingpin's already done. He's out of
Okay,
here.
okay.
Do you think there's any chance, because they were filming this recently and now they're filming Spider-Man? Do you think there's any chance they put Spider-Man or Tom Holland in that Disney Plus special? I don't. I don't think Sony would go for that. I think they'll like allude to something, but I don't think he'll actually be in it.
I don't think you're gonna see him in it. No.
Okay. So, and you're saying that you don't? Are you saying you don't like Punisher in the War Machine suit?
I mean, I like it, but for moving forward's sake, I don't know how you can't make him revert. You can't go back to street level. He's not gonna just
Yeah, you
put the
can.
suit. How? He's gonna put the
The suit
suit
gets
on.
destroyed in the final battle. He takes down Hulk, but Hulk like ravages that suit. So like he keeps him alive. He gets a win, but the suit's gone.
That would have to be the only logical outcome then, because
Well,
and how? So what happens? Like, how does he get another suit? Does he repair it or anything? Like, who?
he doesn't get it all. It's gone, and then they just like because maybe he steals this suit and just the one like Frank's not a tech guy. I don't think Ironheart's building him a suit. Tony's dead. I don't know what Rhodey's a scroll. Remember, so I think he's still just recovering what happened to him. So I think that's what happened. He goes in the final battle. I think what's gonna happen is the first bit of the movie is street level stuff, and it's him and Spider-Man. There's even a rumor today that like the stuff they're filming on the highway is like the police are transporting Scorpion, and Frank is going to kill Scorpion. Well, Peter's like, no, don't do it. So I think it starts that way. I think you get like a similar Blonsky thing, which I actually can't wait to see like John Bernthal like reenact, like seeing the Hulk, like, oh my God. But like I think midway he's gonna see that and realize he needs a bit more firepower. Third act, he lands with the suit and it gets destroyed, even though he survives. That's what I think happens. And then he can't
Like,
get another suit.
the idea of him thinking he can just go up against the Hulk, or it's just what his plan is? What is the scenario? Like, what does he deem? Why does
Oh,
he
Frank
deem
could
the
Frank could
Hulk
just
as
fist fight
bad?
him.
Like, the Hulk must be already in savage form, right? If he's
Yes,
destroying
I don't think
things?
he's
Okay.
looking at Smart Banner being like, I gotta get my
You
War
fucking
Machine.
killer,
Yeah. Bruce is just teaching a seminar with his son Scar, and he just flies with the War Machine with the ex-wife and just kills Scar in front of him. Oh man! So here you go. Here's your answer. In Marvel Comics, the Punisher acquires the War Machine suit after a mission involving Hydra and Nick Fury. Specifically, Fury tasks Frank Castle with infiltrating the facility housing the powerful War Machine armor. After securing the suit, Castle retains it and essentially becomes the Punisher War Machine. So it almost sounds like he just kind of like
fuck you, Nick, and just
keeps
takes
it. Yeah, and yeah, it does say instead of returning the armor as instructed, Castle keeps it, adopting the persona of the Punisher War Machine. Story highlights a unique and powerful culmination of Punisher's ruthless nature and advanced technological of the War Machine armor, leading to a formidable force. Yeah, I get that, but and I don't know, some of these shots though, he looks pretty. I'll screen share it here, but I'm all for it, if especially if he's fighting the Hulk. And here's my thing: I'm all for it as long as we get back to street level Frank eventually. Like, look at that logo on the armor, man.
Does look sick.
That
My
looks
only
great.
thing is the War Machine suit is obviously it's not as upgraded and maintained as the Iron Man's like latest Mark version that he had in Endgame.
Yeah,
So you
which
have
is good though. You don't want Frank with nanotech.
well, no, you don't. But the other thing too is we saw Hulk versus Iron Man before, and Iron Man had the Hulkbuster suit, and that it fought, it kept up, but ultimately it was
won.
not enough.
Didn't he knock out the Hulk?
He did knock him out, but it was definitely like he wasn't going to do that in just his Iron Man suit. He needed the Hulkbuster suit, and that was after a lengthy battle where it was like pretty strainful, and he lost multiple parts and had to have replacement parts like come back and assemble on him. So it was not like a easy win. So you're telling me that Frank feels like he's going to be able to put up a fight in this Iron Man or this War Machine suit? No,
Well,
he needs a
again,
Hulkbuster suit.
Again, Frank could beat the Hulk butt ass naked. This is just like insult injury stuff. You know, I trust in his anger. But what about this? It's Frank, who's a highly trained soldier, the War Machine shoot, which we could be a little newer. Maybe it's the one from Endgame. Who knows? I don't know. And then he's got Spider-Man on his team. You know, Spider-Man, very strong character.
Do we know Spider-Man will be on his team right away?
I think eventually they'll come together. I don't think Frank's just trying to kill Savage Hulk. Like he will be, but at the end he won't be. Peter will get across to him.
You could have like MJ and Ned and Punisher thinks that they're doing something illegal and he's trying to kill them, and Spider-Man's trying to protect them, and Hulk comes in.
Could you imagine that they have Frank Castle kill Ned, like, and it's just like a mix-up, and John Bernthal's not like sad about it at
He's
all.
collateral damage, you know.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Sorry, Pete. You had to go, just like my family. Last point, and then we'll get out of here. Armani says, Punisher War Machine or Punisher Agent Venom hybrid. What would you, if I used to
Agent
see that?
Venom.
Wow, that was quick. Taylor went boom. That'd be done. Yeah, rest in peace. The CO of sex. Yeah, you'd be mean Frank was the CO of death. So, do you know that they call the actor who played isn't that the CO of sex? Do you
I
know
think I
that?
heard something about that.
Yeah. The hybrid. Hey, I'm in the War Machine camp. I don't want Frank to get the suit. I want let's get Peter to get the suit first and go from there.
Oh
you know?
no! If the symbiote is on Frank and then it goes on to Peter, and he's just gonna feel Frank's rage symbiotes all
true.
on him, like and just be good with guns and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. There's a point there, but I'm more in the and it goes. You know what also works? Story point, Taylor, is Iron Man's like his idol. He loves Tony, so he's gonna see some psychopath like Frank using his suit for not good. You know,
Yeah, that's true. That would be an interesting dynamic.
full circle. So
Just thinks that Tony's gonna the mask is gonna go up and see Tony Stark's face, but it's just Frank.
Tony, not today. And that's how he kills Ned. Ned's like, Mr. Stark. And then he just blows Ned away in front of everybody. Like, get out of my way or MJ's next. You know, that's the threat. But
Yeah.
all right. Well, there we go. Well, thank you, sir, for joining me on this. I'll talk to you when we still go off air, but thank you for joining me on this Trust Told You. It's a fun little impromptu for, getting ready. We got to build the chemistry for the match coming up on Saturday. You ready? Is body ready?
That's right.
You stretching that neck out?
Oh, I'm stretching. I went to the registered massage therapist yesterday.
I
went to the
saw that
chiropractor
chair.
yesterday. Oh yeah, I was. My feet are not looking good. Let me tell you that, but they'll get better for the match.
Well, that's not good. We stand on our feet the whole match.
Well, I'll get some orthotics in my shoes and I'll be good to go.
Oh God! Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure when, because early August. Next Trust Told You, I'm not sure, because we're going into. Me and Taylor were talking about this in September. Alien Earth, obviously newscast, Peacemaker, and then maybe Gen V. And I was gonna say because it's. I was gonna text you, but I forgot today because we were saying how many like movies we have, like Running Man, Avatar, and Predator in the fall. That's really it. We've got Mortal Kombat 2, right? That's the other four. Tron Ares, we'll see. I'm not sure how big that's going to be. I'm seeing it, but my point was, are we reviewing the... Obviously, it wouldn't be like the night of because New Year's. Are we reviewing the Stranger Things final season?
So I could do at least the first. Well, at least the first because there's three parts.
Oh, yeah. You're at your vacation.
November
coming up.
26th. I know I'm available for that one.
Yeah.
And then the
other
next one
ones
is
are, like,
Christmas,
Christmas.
and then New Year's. Those ones I'm gonna say I have to pass.
Yeah. I get why they do the Christmas drop, but it's not like... Stranger Things is not like family. It's not like everyone's gonna get around and be like, "Let's watch it." And it's also like season 5 of a show. If you've not seen it, you can't be like, "Hey, come!" Like if it's a movie, that's different, right? Like, "Oh, come watch this movie." If it's Happy Gilmore 2, come watch this movie. Stranger Things, be like, "Oh, I haven't seen it." Well, here, start watching season 5, episode 3. Like, you'll really enjoy it. Like, I don't know, but all right, I'm gonna not put that on the calendar. I'm gonna leave that as is. That might go on the. We'll see. We'll see what time I got there. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. You got a whole bunch of content this week. Saturday, GV Day, and it won't be boring.